everybody. Welcome to another edition of our new TTown 411 report with Darren McCanstry and yours truly, Big Mike. It's us tonight because Darren is tired up, so he's going to try to get in with us just a little later on. But as of right now, for this Thursday, it'll be me and Miss Veronica's on the line with me already. And, of course, every Tuesday and Thursday, she gives us the COVID and the monkeypox report. So, Miss Veronica, if you can you go ahead and give us that report real quick?
Sure thing, Mike. How you doing? How's everybody in the chat? The COVID-19 update for today, DCH Health Systems internal counts as of 2:54 p.m. on Wednesday, which was yesterday, August 31st, because they only update on Wednesdays now. There are 33 inpatients within the DCH system positive for C19. 5 or fewer positive for C19 are in the ICU. 5 or fewer positive for C19 on ventilators. So the number has gone up slightly from, I think 24 was the last number we reported, 24 or 26. The monkeypox update as of Wednesday, August 31st, 2022, there are now 18,989 total confirmed cases in the United States. Alabama has 69, Florida has 1,922, Georgia has 1,403, Mississippi has 32, and Tennessee has 181.
Of course, we send all our prayers out to everyone who is dealing with the COVID situation and the monkeypox situation. None of this stuff is going away. We still ask that everybody please be safe. We have a lot of things that's going on here right now, which is actually telling people that they should be going out right now. A lot of concerts, a lot of games that are starting. Actually, high school football games started, I think, last week. And some going on tonight, and college games start this weekend. So please, everyone, be safe. Try to social distance the best you can, and also, I know some people feel like they don't have to wear a mask now, but wearing a mask is still probably the best thing to do at this particular moment in time. When you're going out in a crowded public place, I understand most of the stuff is outside, but still, you want to be safe. There's a lot of people that are, my understanding is a lot of people getting COVID now that are getting it for the second time. So, I think the immunity is starting to break down a little bit.
They've been making some updates. I think they've gotten a new vaccine, not a new vaccine, but they've updated the current Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. So hopefully that will help curb some of the new cases. Because as you know, there's still probably almost half of the people who never got vaccinated or who never got their second vaccination, let alone the booster, let alone the third booster. Because, we're at the point where there has been a 2-shot series and the booster. So some people were afraid to get the second shot. Some people have been afraid to get the booster. And as well as those who never got either of them.
Yeah, I'm still hearing a lot of people saying that they just don't trust the government, so forth and so on. You're hearing so many different things, but at this particular moment in time, when you're trying to get back to some sense of normalcy, then you kind of got to pick your poison. Do you want to go out there and get everybody sick, or you want to maybe take a little shot?
I hear selfishness in some people, and to some people, this is normal. This is back to normal. Mm-hmm. It's almost like when you hear some people talk about it, it's like they're taking it as like the flu. Still, that still lingers with people. That it's like the flu. And the thing about it is that when you have a consensus of people to get on board with something, you can contain it better. We've never had that to happen. We've never had a consensus. We've had some people who didn't want to take it, didn't believe in taking it, to change their minds after they saw after a while, everything that was going on, but you still have those stubborn few. And I won't even say all are like stubborn in the fact that they don't care, but just stubborn in, well, it'll maybe I won't have to be the one to take it, and it'll go ahead and go away. You know, a lot of people want to selfishly wait to see what the vaccine did to other people. Well, you know, people are different. So because it did this for one person, you think or heard or believe it did this, doesn't mean it'll do that to you, and vice versa when it comes to, you know, those people who didn't want to take it. But to me, that was a selfish thing to say. I'm gonna wait to see what happened with everybody else. You know, I know that happens. That happens with anything. But to say that and to see what was going on at the time was real selfish, and I think a lot of those people still have not taken it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And of course, on top of COVID-19, we are running into the monkeypox. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a 2-shot vaccination going on with that as well. But that vaccination is not even available to everybody just yet. So you got to be careful because that is being spread by touch. These are two viruses that are being spread by air and by touch. You know, that's pretty much what we do as human beings, as we're social beings. So you don't want to go back and have another one of those situations where we have to shut everything back down because you see what kind of turmoil we're in right now after being shut down. When we were shut down, I think it was needed, but a lot of people did not return to work after that. So, but that's not what we were talking about tonight. We're not going to talk about that because I think that we have beat that in the ground to death. A lot of people choose not to listen to it anymore. As a matter of fact, they hear us talking about it, the first thing they're going to do is tune us on. So we actually going to talk about some other things that was going on. It's an open discussion tonight, but one thing that we did want to discuss, at McKinstry Banquet Hall, there in McKinstry, and Sonia McKinstry are collecting water for our neighbors. The Mississippi, they having a water problem over there right now. He's trying to collect so many cases of bottled water. And we've had a lot of people that were donating cases of water to the cause. I'm trying to get some cases over there to McKinstry Banquet Hall tomorrow myself. Last week, I know we had all the rain that poured down here in Alabama. Mississippi had it worse than we did, and it was off a tropical depression that was going on in the Gulf. That I think Texas had it pretty bad too. So, and with all that being said, Mississippi has never had really good, clean, to me, drinking water. I've had Mississippi water before, and it's not the best. I always had to get some sort of bottled water from there. You wouldn't get it out the tap. So, had you heard anything else about that, Veronica?
No, I know Jackson was hit really hard, and Jackson is who I mostly have been focused on. I know, like I said, Texas had it really hard, but I don't think the access to good water is difficult for them. The access to safe drinking water is the issue with or even they don't even have enough water. They're saying to flush toilets over in Jackson. The schools have been closed. Some businesses have been forced to close. And so President Biden has approved an emergency declaration. So the National Guard is helping to distribute water in the city.
So once again, I think Daryl is taking. He's going to take I want to say a truckload of water to Mississippi. I think Sunday is the last day to donate water, cases of water to the cause. You can take that up to McKinstry Banquet Hall. You can, if you need to call him, is 205-826-7661. We'll get you in touch with him or anybody at McKinstry Banquet Hall so that you can donate that water. If you need to, you want to donate some water, and you can't get in touch with Daryl, then you can give me a call, 205-310-6067, and we'll get you in contact with Daryl so that we can get that water. We all have had to go through this. At some point in time, we all had to have people help us with different things, be it water, be it clothes, be it food, anything. So it was time for us to step up and help our neighbors with the water shortage that they're going through. Well, the water it's a shortage, but it's also I think they have low water pressure. We ran through that. I want to say last year sometime when we had a major pipe break. Fortunately, they fixed it quickly here in Tuscaloosa, but it's not going to be that easy in Mississippi, I don't think.
No, you have state and federal trying to help Mississippi. Governor Reeves has been on several times. On today, he deployed like 600 National Guard troops to do a mass distribution across Mississippi, across I guess Jackson is their capital, mm-hmm. But he's done that, and like I said, President Biden is doing what he can to assist, but I don't really know. And to me, this is making me wonder, like you said, like what was going on to begin with, and why did it hit them so hard? Because Texas is a lot bigger, and Texas, their water. I've seen the water in both places, and it was really high in both of them. But Texas was really hit too. But it still, kind of makes me believe that Mississippi, I guess their system maybe had some issues to begin with. Kind of like in Texas with the grid when they had the ice storm last year. So I'm thinking something was going on with it, and it wasn't quite right before. And so after this massive flooding, it just made it worse. So if you can, it doesn't matter if it's just a case of water. It doesn't matter what brand. I'm sure they'll take anything right now. So it's like when we had this tornado. It doesn't matter where you're from. The assistance, I feel like would be greatly appreciated. We had Auburn football players up here helping us, and it was like a family event. So when things like this happen, it's supposed to be a family. You're supposed to help your brother, help your neighbor. So if you have, like I said, just a case will do.
Absolutely.
And if you have more, you can provide more, then that would be helpful as well.
Absolutely. Want to say thank you to. We had a couple of people that donated 30 plus cases of water already. I know Friendship Church donated, I think, 42. I think we had another young lady, I can't think of her name right offhand, that donated like 30 cases. So, what I'm saying, like everybody, I feel like we have a lot of people in Tuscaloosa that are stepping up with this because it's for a good cause. Seriously. If I'm honest, we were talking about the fact that it probably was some sort of obsolete system. They weren't used to all the water they got at one given time, just like Texas wasn't used to a ice storm. They are not.
Yeah, it's like they're plant pumps. So, and if it's the plant pumps, they were having issues already.
Mm-hmm. And I think I think we have that problem all over the country, where we having a lot of different type of weather that's not the norm for that area. Once again, Texas was never known to have an ice storm. It was rare for them to get snow. So for them to turn around and have an ice storm, and that really did something to Texas. Mississippi, I don't think they had a water crest as high as they did with the rain. And it just did something. And it's localized. I ain't gonna say local, but it's close to us as Jefferson County water versus having some sort of similar problems with their water system up there. Everything is obsolete there. So I don't want us to get into a situation where we're looking like maybe Flint, Michigan. We hope that don't happen. But it was the same type of scenario where they just kept letting everything go, kept letting everything go, kept letting everything go, kept letting everything go, and then all of a sudden now that water is not fit to be drunk by our citizens. And in Flint, they had to have bottled water for everything, including bathing, cooking. You couldn't even boil the water to make it right. So we don't want to get into those type of situations.
Right. Hopefully there's a solution, and hopefully their system is not as bad. Hopefully it's going to take money, but that's one thing we talk about as far as the lottery and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there is money coming in that way, because I know plenty of Alabamians funneling money over into their per way of casino and per way of lottery. And then, with federal assistance, hopefully this won't get as near as bad. And like I said, something's been going on to begin with. They were weakened, kind of just in bad condition anyway, and then to have something like this, it needs to be fixed as soon as possible.
So we talk about the cash flow that Mississippi might have, because I know that Alabama sent quite a few people to Mississippi. At least half of the state goes to Mississippi to the casinos. And surrounding states for the lottery. But they can also go to Mississippi for the lottery also. That's not to say that other states that surround Mississippi don't go to them as well for their casinos. So I guess they try to keep that stuff separated, but do you think that the government shouldn't have some sort of say, some sort of input on what they should do with the money that they collect? Should it be taxed some sort of way for the state purposes? Mississippi is considered one of the poorest states in the union also.
Well, the reason it couldn't pass here to have a lottery is because they wanted it to be basically, I guess, a general fund that they do what they want to do with it. But I don't know the laws of Mississippi and under what what laws or stipulations that it passed their own. But even before the lottery, like I said, so much money goes over into the casinos. I'm sure, casinos have a whole different set of rules due to the ownership and everything. So, but I'm still sure that there are relationships with the state, whereas in the casinos I'd say they do step up. I'm pretty sure they're probably stepping up right now. So, but as far as the legalities of it and the guidelines by which they're governed as far as the cash flow between them and the state, I don't know. But you would think with that lottery, definitely some money should be available by now to help in this situation.
I would think so. I don't know if their lottery is going to a general fund or is it an education lottery like some of the other lotteries that are around us are. No, Florida's an education lottery. I think Georgia's an education lottery.
Right. See, I don't know how theirs is earmarked or to what how has it been designated to be used or designed to be used. But that's one thing you get these lotteries is like a lot of people won't vote for them if they're not set up a good way. So I'm hoping that does help the state. I'm sure it helps the state in some way, and I would think that this would be one of those times where it should be beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I think so as well. But the word earmark, do we even believe that that's a real thing anymore? Because it seems like everything is so reappropriated to whether they need.
That's what I was about to say. If it's done correctly and if it's done the right way, under the right guise of the right people and positions of authority, it should be where it's whatever it's earmarked for. It should be set for that. There should be no, if it's not used in this amount of time, it's taken, it's done that. Which I know on a local level we have that problem, that issue. But and I know it's not just us. It's other cities in this state and other states. But I'm hoping that whatever it's for, that the drinking water would be of top priority. To get these plants working accordingly. So even if it is earmarked towards something else, maybe it can be reallocated in an emergency crisis such as this. And then again, maybe they're going to fully try and depend on the federal government. A lot of times it depends on who's running these states, their mentality, their party, and just the sensible way of doing things. Sometimes some of our leaders aren't sensible, and you have citizens telling them what to do, but of course they want to do it the non-sensible way. Governor Reeves is a Republican. I've seen interviews with him. Some things he's a little, he's not like some of the typical ones that I know, but he is true to heart a Republican. But I have seen him make decisions, or at least be open to making decisions that can reach across parties. He sticks with his party. But I have seen him answer questions. You know how they do with the media. They dip, dab in the void, or they beat around the bush. And I've seen him do that. But I have seen him say that when it comes to state versus federal, if the federal law trumps state, he has no choice but to, abide by it. He's not one of these DeSantis or the one in Texas. Can't think of his name. He's not one of those that he doesn't tend to be one of those that's just going to book. Sure, he has, but he doesn't seem to be on their level. Abbott, he's not to me an Abbott or a DeSantis. So I think he sees a bigger picture in situations like this.
And I think that's where it should be as a whole. It is set up that the federal government is supposed to supersede state government anyway. But I've heard more, especially during the last administration, the fact that we're going to let the states handle everything. And they just kind of want to stick with that. Of course, tonight, I think President Biden is having I want to say like a meeting. I'm not exactly sure if it's a town hall meeting, but it's going to be held in Philly. I think it's going on now. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not being broadcast.
Yeah, I think it was scheduled at 7:00, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I heard parts of it, but not a lot of it, because I was kind of doing 2 or 3 things at the same time. But, he has been calling them out on a lot of things, and it's a call out, but it's more about unity as well. We can't get anything done if we keep this divisiveness going on. If you keep being divisive, if it's because it's Democratic, because the Democrats are in charge right now. We're barely in charge in the Senate. He's a Democratic president, but everything is about party lines with the Republicans. And this thing that's going on with the former president, he counts some of that out. Some of the bigotry, some of the hatred, some of the racism. I didn't hear all of it, but he's been doing that all week. And he does. Like I say, he has a speaking engagement tonight. Actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, it may have started as late as 6 or 7.
Yeah, and I noticed that
I see that they're recapping it now as we speak.
It wasn't on network television like most of the other president and special reports are on. It was kind of on streaming services. So I don't know if a lot of people even got a chance to look at it. But we all know that most things start from the top and just roll downhill. And we kind of talked about this a lot on Tuesday. We have had, it's been 3 instances. I think you want to say 3 instances of just outrageous racial taunting, at the very least I can say, via social media. In the last, it's been 3 months, right? I think the first one happened in June, and probably a week after that was the next one, and then we had one that just happened last week, which we have young people turning to social media and kind of, I guess, how would you say it, bro? Would you say that they were venting, I guess, or trying to make fun or make light of situations? Is how they're putting it in the public eye. Of course, all of them were young white people, and at this particular moment in time, and the only why I'm bringing this up is because I really truly don't think that we should let it go. We should not forget about it after a week or after 2 weeks, like we're prone to do. I'm still trying. I still want to know who or what is the outcome on all 3 of these situations that we've had here, and this is just in Tuscaloosa. So I'm just wondering, like, whatever happened to the 2 girls in Walmart? What happened to the young dude in, I think it was County High, or Northridge? And this last young man who was at Northridge, what was the outcome? What was done?
Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe they're still, it's not hard, but you know how they are. It's an investigation. They have to come up with a decision on this, that, and the other. And sometimes we never get to know. We're never privy to what that decision is until we happen to hear it through the grapevine, because students find out, or particular people may find out and go ahead and let the rest of the public know. But I've noticed that around here they have it bad about not making public statements. They have it bad about not making public statements. When things like this happen, it should be public statements made. It should be. We have enough officials in charge that can make statements addressing the situation. They don't have to name their names, especially when they're minors. That they can address the situation. They can let people know that appropriate steps were taken to remedy the situation. But we never hear what happens. We hear it through the grapevine, or we speculate. That's about it. So, and I think a lot of the hatred. The president is basically campaigning because we have elections coming up. So at one point they were saying his ratings were down and low, and did they really want him to campaign? Well, with the Roe versus Wade decision and so many things that have been going on, they need him to campaign. Some, as far as that student loan situation, some didn't want him campaigning. A few Democrats didn't agree with that. But forever and ever and ever, you begged and you bugged the man about what he was going to do about it. He does something about it, and you have some people, even in his own party, that are saying it's too much. When in actuality, you have a lot. Thank goodness you have enough people saying that it's not enough. They appreciate it and they're grateful for it, and it's not enough. So how can you tell him it's not too much? He campaigned on it. He promised it. He never did promise that it would be your full forgiveness, but he promised it, and a lot of people, it will be full forgiveness for a lot of people. Because, it depends on, but it depends on your income, whereas it's going to be a lot more than $10,000 based on your income. So I think a single person making $125,000 or less, and married couples making $250,000 or less. So he's campaigning is basically what he's doing. That's a part of what's going on tonight. He's basically on the campaign trail and hoping that we can get a few more seats in that Senate. And hopefully, it's predicted that we'll lose some in the House. But with the way things are going, the disapproval rate of the conservative decisions that have been made, we may be able to keep some in the House and not lose as many as they thought.
And we start talking about that, we're going back into the point where everybody who is registered to vote should really be trying to go and vote. Everybody who's not registered to vote should really be trying to get registered to vote. And we talked about it several times right here. And by the way, if you want to call in, the phone number tonight is 205-310-6067. We'd love to hear from you. The truth of the matter is that we, on this show, I know have came up with several different ways to make voting a more feasible thing for those people who are even out of their voting area and they couldn't get back to their voting area in a time enough fashion to vote. It wouldn't stop you it would not stop you from sitting down a whole entire day to put polling places in some plants and letting the plant workers go to certain plants to vote. And you actually get, I think you'll get more people that actually will turn out to vote because they're gonna be at work anyway. So why would they not go and vote? At the very least, I think you'll get a lot of people that are gonna go to vote just to get away from the line for however long it takes them to go and vote. Might take 20 minutes. Hey, that's 20 minutes away from the line. That's not counting against me. Who would? I mean, I think we all have had jobs where if I can just take me an extra break in there, I take it. So I ask again, and I know there's a lot of times that we have higher ups listening to the program. Can y'all not take what we're saying and work with it? I don't think it's too far of a reach for you to say, hey, okay, well, this is a feasible plan. Let's go and let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it at least. I don't think that we have no conversation about some of these things. It's kind of sort of like, and they tend to get mad when we say that they make decisions based on what they want to do anyway, but it appears that it's the case. So that's where we at right now. But we're gonna keep things moving on along. Unless, Ron, you got anything you want to talk about?
I do want to let those know those people that do have loan debt, that there will be more information sent out, but there will be certain dates that they need to be familiar with, and as far as what to look for and when to start putting in the application for it. Because like I said, the $10,000 will be for those who didn't receive Pell Grants, and for those who received Pell Grants, your forgiveness can be up to $20,000. So, just check often the websites, and hopefully there will be, some of those people that they received the money from, the lenders. I'm sure I would say I'm sure, but anytime it's something like this, you need to make sure that you're checking, because you don't want to get crossed up in the mail, or they didn't get it to you, or you just they send you that bill, so they know how to send you that bill, so you don't want to miss out on it. But I think it's October, maybe December 31st may be the deadline if you want to receive it. And I think that some people that are in the system, based on their income, if they how their payments have been set, they may automatically get it without having to submit anything, because they have a record of their income and their payments. But just be looking for those deadlines. You'll be able to apply for it soon. So I want to say there's something about October. I can't quite remember, but I think is December is when you have to let them know. I'm trying to look on it because I do remember off the top that is if you didn't receive a Pell Grant, It's $10,000. Those who receive Pell Grants can have a cancellation of up to $20,000. So, that is in itself is great. Imagine even if you owe $50,000 to have that knocked down to $20,000. To $30,000. That's a big, jump. And like I said, if you don't owe that much, you can be totally forgiven. So for those who are complaining, some people, millions of people, are having their debt totally forgiven. So, I advise people to stay on top of that if they or their children or any family member have received federal loans. Now, it doesn't apply to the extra loans like the Sally Mae's and things like that. It's the direct service loans, the subsidized, unsubsidized loans. It doesn't apply to Perkins loans. That's a loan that a lot of schools offer. That's a federal loan, but it doesn't apply to that one. So just be aware, everybody, and look for as much information on it as you can. And you can go to the WH.gov, which is the White House, website.
That's some good information. And I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people out there, especially if you won't go to any college and you had to get any kind of grant or loan, you probably still paying on it. So I think there's a lot of people that need to be looking into that to see what they can do to get compensated, or just get forgive for having just forgiveness for a lot of. That's a huge thing to have off your neck, especially when you're coming fresh out of college and you got a $50,000-$60,000 loan payment that you're having to pay for, and you probably ain't got a job right off the jump. It's very difficult. So, I think that's where we at right now. With the loan payments, we also know that this week right here is Alabama's first home game of the season. People start moving in. I think they start coming in as of yesterday. You start seeing people checking bridges and everything else. RVs rolling in, packed out. They playing. I think Alabama playing Mercer tomorrow, right?
Utah State.
Utah State. Yeah. And it's not supposed to be, one of the harder games they have to play. Is Alabama football. Everybody been playing it. Alabama is ranked number 1. Ohio State ranked number 2. And of course Georgia ranked number 3. So everybody's looking to see how well all 3 of those teams are going to be this year. Number 4 is actually up in the air. Veronica, who do you think gonna be number 4 this year? In the playoff.
I don't know, man. If they can bounce back, the team's taking a deal. Alabama's taking a deal.
Send me your son number. He called me and I can't find it. Right.
And then that top 5, 6, 7, most recent years, I'd say maybe Oregon. Let's see. Can't remember who was about to do this.
Okay, where you live? I'm on my way. I said where you live.
For me, it would have to be Clemson. Just actually, I would respect to be a national champions never have Georgia.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I ain't even. I'm on campus. I don't know where you live, Larry. Hold on. What else, Gerard? I don't know. I was just trying to see what you just so happen available. Okay. That'll work. All right. Okay. Huh? Louis Lounge. Over there about what they call Blue Moon or something. You're gonna be in front of the Blue Moon. Okay. All right.
Hello?
You found it?
Sir?
You found it?
I mean, no, I can't went down home to get some blank pants, shoes, and stuff like that.
Okay. So you ain't there yet? I thought you was out there.
No, I was there. I didn't find him. Yeah, I called mom to see where he was. And then I went to the paper there, and she told me I need some blank pants and stuff like that. They wanted to work. And I went back home to get some blank pants and stuff like that.
Okay. So how long before you? Cause he looking for you. He thought you was out there.
I'm gonna do that. Do you have his number?
Yeah. I'm gonna send it to you.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.